Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How are you, my fire family? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Hey, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do a reading with just tarot this week. We're going to do a 9-card draw, find out what's going on for you. We'll do a little bit of clarifying, see what's going on for you. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries, if you're here and you're brand new, the way I read is I'm always reading for the week ahead. So whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it may resonate with you. It's not going to resonate for all of you because we're not all at the same place in our lives doing the same things. And you might look back in the archives because there might be something there that resonates with you today. Let's find out what is going on with Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And at the end of this, all of this, I'm going to tell you how to find the extended. And if you're interested in a private read, I'll explain that as well. Tell me about Aries. What's going on with Aries, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got Justice. We've got the 8 of Swords. King of Swords. Ooh, very interesting. Aries, there is a confusing situation. There's something here that you have been trying to find a resolution for a long while. And it feels like this King of Swords energy is finally putting it all to an end. Things need to come back into being restored. It almost feels like the King of Swords and the Justice card are giving me this energy of, I finally understand how to be in balance. It feels like there's an understanding or realization, or I've gone over the facts and I think I am balanced enough now that I can cut myself out of the 8 of Swords. Because look, we got 8, 9, 10, right? The Justice is carrying 1 sword, and so is the King. So I feel like you are releasing something here, Aries, something that has been really troubling you. Something you've been thinking about obsessively, someone, something, a situation. And it feels like if you want it, there's restoration coming. The universe, when they drop the major arcana cards here, those are universal cards. That means this is coming for you, and there's nothing that you can do about that except react or respond. And I feel like the Justice here, something is coming back into balance. It might be you. What else do we have here? We have the 4 of Cups. We have the 3 of Wands. We have a Tower. We have some sort of a revelation going on here. You are changing your mind about something. I feel like you have been looking into the future and longing for something. This 3 of Wands and the 8 of Swords is telling me you've been longing for something. It's all you can think about. Whatever this is, person, place, thing, situation, job, it's all you can think about is about the future. I think you're about to have some sort of a really big awakening or revelation here, a big shift in your mindset, or changing your mind about something. We do have the Hanged Man. We have the 10 of Wands. And we have the 5 of Swords. So why have you been carrying it around so long? I think that you've been holding off or holding back. You're in a pause, and it's almost as if you feel like you are supposed to carry around some sort of a mental burden or an emotional burden, maybe both. We've got Justice, and below the Justice here is the 4 of Cups. We see somebody here who has taken to grounding themselves, somebody who is trying to heal themselves emotionally, or find emotional stability by sort of ignoring everyone else around them. I think you might be spending a lot of time maybe walking, maybe by yourself. And I mean, you could be somebody who has children, who has family, who has kids, but I feel like you're carving time out for yourself, and I think that's something that you aren't used to doing for you. But I feel like the reason that you do it is to get stability of your emotions, to figure out what you really want for the future. Because I feel like there's something here that you're obsessively thinking about, but you haven't yet taken action on. Because the only wands that we have here are the 10 wands. So it feels like whatever you've been thinking about, it's like you can't have it. You feel like you can't have it, and it's creating some real pressure here. It almost feels like the top is ready to come off a Coke bottle. Somebody shook it up, right? Took the top off, and that's what the Tower is reminding me of. It feels like you're about to pop, like you're about to make a really big, drastic change. And it might come at a cost. It might come at a cost, like a really big cost. Look, I'm looking at the Five of Swords, and the King of Swords holds an ace. And so the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. And it feels like with the 5 and the ace, that's 6, you could be thinking that maybe I can't live in this chaos anymore. It might be why you're starting to carve out time for you. If you are the person who is spending time working out, maybe you go to the gym and you only have like 30 minutes a day to yourself, or you're a person who, excuse me, is doing a lot of walking. It feels like this is time for your perspective, time for you to pause, to get perspective on whatever it is that you're trying to get your justice on. It feels like you know that something is out of balance and you want to bring it back into balance. And I think the universe is here to back you up. But Aries, I think it's going to take the illusion of where you've been living or what you're doing right now is going to have to come to the ground. It feels like the illusion has to be thrown to the ground first. But I think you know it. I think that you know that you've been building some type of an illusion. I don't think that you're happy where you are. And the only reason that I'm saying that is because the Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse. So this could be a relationship for you, a marriage. Maybe you're dating somebody. This could be a job. But the Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse, which tells me that you don't feel like there's any growth here anymore. That you feel as though something has stalled. We're not really growing. I don't really see the value in this anymore. We have the Queen of Swords, and I feel like you are really going over it, I want to say. Again, got the Four of Wands. I feel for some of you it's a relationship, possibly. Could be a relationship or the home front. Maybe it's time to sell the house. Maybe it's a family home. But the Queen of Swords here is the one who's got boundaries. Ooh, it feels like somebody is about to go through an awakening, and there are about to be some pretty heavy boundaries that are put in place. I feel like whatever you're doing right now is you're not very happy with whatever you're doing. Oh, I forgot to put a couple of cards here. I'll put a couple of cards here, and we'll talk about those as we get into the extended. We got the Ace of Wands. That's your energy. Oh, the Ten of Cups. Okay. Let's talk about this Eight of Swords, because I feel like you really are stuck in the mind. This is a self-imposed prison. It's like, I want what I want for my future, but I feel like my hands are tied. I've already made a decision I can't go back on. That's what it feels like. But the thing is this, is if you're not supposed to be there, and it's actually an illusion that you've been building, like what I mean by that is giving everyone the Facebook face. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, everything's going great. The job is wonderful. The marriage is fine. But really, what's going on underneath is the rumbling of the Tower. So it feels like the Eight of Swords is a place where you feel like you are, like your hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is sit here forlornly and look out the window and wish and hope that I had something different for the future. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the the Eight of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Cups. It does feel to me with this, with the Eight of Swords here, that you are thinking about your emotions. Could be romantic emotions for some of you, because the the Knight of Cups is here. Although the Knight of Cups is the passive knight, so maybe it's taken you a while to get to this place where you realize you really are stuck. It feels like this Eight of Pentacles is telling me that you are in analysis paralysis. It feels like you are like the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles together is that you're paralyzed. You're trying to make a decision and you see all the data. That's the thing, Aries. You see all the data, and what is supported by the data you can no longer ignore. The data is supporting that there is something in the future that you feel that you're not getting. Tell me about the King of Swords, because it feels like you've realized here with the King of Swords that I need to be honest with myself. Maybe it's time to fly. Tell me about the King of Swords. We've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the Two of Cups, and the Four of Swords. It really does feel like somebody here is in a relationship that is no longer going the way they thought it would. the Seven of Wands is here, and it feels like you might be in a relationship where you're being badgered or somebody is overbearing. It feels like it's time for you to stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself in this bond that you have. And I feel like what you want to do is you want to heal it. But I have a feeling that if you stand up to this person, if you say what you're going to say, it's probably going to end up in a tower. Let's talk about that. I feel like you foresee, my psychic little friend, whoever you are, you foresee that if I go after my dreams that are in the future, the tower is going to fall. Tell me more about Aries. What is the tower? How is the tower going to fall? And what is the tower? What is this? Because this is an illusion that you built for yourself, that everybody sees you from the outside looking in. You look perfect. But I don't think everything's perfect. You're curating what everyone else sees. There's that Ten of Pentacles back in the reverse here. Got the Lovers. And the High Priestess. You know what it is? Ooh, the Judgment is here. Look, you're pulling all the big ones here. Aries, it does feel like intuitively you've got an answer to something. It feels like you made a choice that you feel like you can't go back on. It feels like you are somebody who is an expert. You've become an expert at the King of Cups energy, which is the Stoicism part of it. Feels like you don't usually show people exactly what's going on under the surface, but I can see it. And I think what's going on under the surface is that you made a choice with the Lovers, and it could be about a soulmate, someone who you thought might have been a soulmate, and the Ten of Pentacles is now in the reverse. I feel like somebody here, your relationship is not what you thought it would be. I feel as though you're staying quiet about it because you know that this is the choice that you made. And you're a noble person, whoever you are. You're very noble. And I think that you know that I just need to, I made the decision. I just need to stay here. That's why I think that you think that your hands are tied. But there's something else here that is enticing you to move into the future. The tower is going to bring everything down to the ground. So regardless of whether you're hiding it or not, regardless of whether you're keeping it secret or silent, because it does feel like with the King of Cups and the High Priestess you are, it feels like this tower is going to fall regardless. And everybody's going to see it fall to the ground. Tell me what the Three of Wands is. Tell me what the Three of Wands is for Aries. You want a new beginning. You don't want to be where you are anymore. Look, I could be talking about a job. I could be talking about a relationship. But the truth is when the tower gets involved, something happens to make everything fall to the ground. So let's just say that you're in a relationship. I'm just giving you a for instance. You're in a relationship and you've decided that I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stay here because I told my friends and family that I'm going to stay here, and maybe you had a marriage that didn't work out before, or a relationship that didn't work out before, and so you're just being quiet because this is your choice. But things aren't going well. I feel like the tower is going to expose all of that, is what I'm saying. And it feels like because you don't want to be there anymore, that the tower, when the tower shows up, it's got to keep you on track. It's something you left on the back burner too long, and the High Priestess is involved. It's quiet. I'm silent. So what you want in the future is the Fool. And again, Major Arcana, I feel like that's where you're supposed to be. I don't think you're supposed to be where you are right now. We've got the Knight of Wands. And listen, you're making your own decisions. Don't do it because a crazy lady in Canada said that you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to come here with your intuition, your discernment, and make your decisions based on your own situation. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. I think you're a person who's forged through fire. You're a person who's about ready to make a big, bold move into your future. And I think it is going to destabilize everything. So I think you're either going to quit the job without notice. I didn't tell you to, but maybe you might be thinking. Maybe one day you just had enough. And the Knight of Wands is the destabilization that happens, boom, like that. And then all of a sudden you're in this new chapter that you didn't expect would be coming this soon. But it also could be a relationship. The Ten of Pentacles is in the reverse, and I'm not going to take that off the table, right? So it feels like you have been distant from people because you're trying to get a perspective about what to do next. All you know is that the universe is telling you, you got to get things in check. You got to get things in balance. Things have to be, the rule of the universe is, card number 11 breaks down to a 2. Things always must come into balance. You don't have a choice over that. The Hanged Man is here, and I feel like you are trying to get you've been trying to go over whatever perspective you can, Aries, to stay where you are, because you don't want to change. You don't want to show everybody, okay, I made the wrong choice, and I think that's what it is. Tell me about this perspective. You're trying to get perspective or look at it from another point of view. The other point of view is that I feel like that there is... I feel like there's a little bit of feelings here. I'm just going to say a little bit of feelings possibly in your perspective or in this pause. I feel like the Five of Pentacles tells me you want to reconnect with someone else. You want to reconnect with someone and heal something with them because Temperance is here. And Temperance is major arcana. There will be healing for sure. But I feel like you are wanting to reconnect with someone because there's someone that you still have feelings for. I don't think you're happy where you are. It also could be that you're not happy at the workplace. So, we've got the King of Pentacles here, who is great at making decisions. But it is all about the home front, the material world, you know, the house, the home, the car. And I got to make a really big and careful decision about what to do here. We've got the Four of Wands, we've got the King of Pentacles, and we have the Judgment card. It's Judgment Day, friend. Coming up sometime next week, I do believe you're going to have to make some sort of decision as to how you are going to have this rebirth and be able to stay in control of your financial self. If it's a relationship, even if it's a job, it feels like you need a third person to talk to. Like it feels like you don't really know what to do, so possibly you need a partner, a partnership, a friend of a friend, somebody who is on the outside looking in, who doesn't really have a horse in the race. It feels like you need some sort of a partner to talk to about your situation. Look, we're going to go into the extended, and if you'd like to be there, then please look at the top of the comments. There is a pinned comment there that'll give you information on how to find the extended. If you want to purchase this one, you can purchase it outright by itself. If you want to come to the membership area and get all of the extendeds for one price, then you can do that. Also, if you're interested in a private read, I am offering pre-recorded and live private reads. So the pre-recordeds are there. All the pricing is there if you hit that link to Hypsee. If you are somebody who wants a live read over the phone in video, we can do that as well. There is between 5 and 75% off of those calls, depending on the length that you're in the call with me. You will get a discount just merely for booking. So I'm going to take this into the extended. We're going to look at these ones that have not been clarified just yet. And we're going to talk more about what's on the bottom of the deck. If you want to come there, that's where we'll be. I'm going to go for now because... I'm gone, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you, Aries. Thanks, Fire Family. Bye-bye.